to identify with me, they want to push me, they want to. So it's like that. So that humbles me, and every day it gives me that much needed strength, even despite all odds. When, yes, being human, sometimes when you are low, you want to do this, you want to do that, and you feel that, are we getting what we should? You feel that, but when you go out like this, you see how people are very happy. Look at our civil servants. Again, when we came in, we introduced the minimum wage, and it's on record that I stand to be corrected again. I don't know about probably other states, but I think these are challenges that you too can champion. That we could say we pay the highest to our civil servants. When they said 18, we did not stop at 18, we increased it. And we did it across the board, which is where many people will not want to do that, because the law says you must pay, the least worker should earn 18,000. But you will realize that when we introduce our 18,250, we realize that those that are even in level 4, level 5, the people that we just introduced in level 1, 2, 3, they were earning more than them. So what we need to do is to now do it across the board. Not many states did that.
Your Excellency, let me ask you two people. Out of all these achievements, which of them would you consider to be your most outstanding achievement since your administration started?
I think it will be education, really.
Right.
And why did I say this? In all our 5 cardinal programs, education comes first, because we believe that if we're able to get education right, a lot of all the other sectors will be right, really. It is an educated populace that are easily governed. They will be in sync with what you are doing. You can easily explain to them what are your ideas, where we want to be, how to go about doing it. So for me, it's education, really. And another big thing why education is key is the fact that it's the only leveler, really, whether you are rich, whether you are poor, irrespective of your status, irrespective of your religious belief, your background. Once you are educated, and once everybody is given equal opportunity, equal access to education, I'm sure even a lot of this insecurity that we are having will probably not be there. So for me, it is education. And let me tell you what we did. The first thing we did was to recreate those glorious era of our late sage, Baba of blessed memory. You remember that, and again, this is without taking anything away from our brothers and sisters across the country. We are number one in education. This is where the cradle of civilization of education is, where everything started from. You are the first to have access to Western education. You are even the first to introduce free education. So how did we manage to drop the ball? So for me, immediately we came in, of course, education now became We made it totally free, compulsory and free, qualitative education at that. For primary, indeed, we are trying to catch them young now.
Right.
So it's now from nursery to primary to secondary school. The only one that we cannot totally make free is the tertiary institution. But even that one is heavily subsidized. So those are the areas where immediately we came in, it's like we were hungry to make sure that, of course, we revive those glorious era back. And that's what we did. We realized that a lot of things is missing. The infrastructures are not there. So what did we do? We said we want Operation 100 School in 100 days. We want massive renovation we went on massive renovation of our schools, which today is yielding positive results. Again, we realize that our teachers, we need to train them. It's what we call train the trainers. They are our teachers, they are doing well, but we need to at least keep them abreast of current trends, current tools, current techniques of teaching. Of course, we did that separately, we are still doing it. And one key area where we realize is that our students, our children, they don't have textbooks. They don't have. The last time they were given one was during the administration of the first civilian governor of Ogun State, about of blessed memory. So it got to a point that's so bad that even in classes, a teacher would just have one textbook photocopy, and that's what they were using for all the students. So, for crying out loud, what kind of student do you think will be producing in such an environment? So, we make sure that everybody, so as I speak to you today, there's no student of Ogun State in public school that doesn't have books. The primary school ranges maybe 8, 10, the secondary school 12, 14, depending on the subjects they offer. So we did that. And one area, not only that we introduced, which people never believe that is possible, and that is unified examination. So we started with the primary school. We now moved to secondary schools. And I'm happy to report that even our private school owner, they too catch the ball. So everybody now in Ogun State will write one exam. So it shows if you are good, whether you are in a Beko, you are in Northern, you are in Waterside, it is one exam. Gonna do this where one school, of course, if you see the quality of probably their scripts, then you will be wondering. So it's one exam for everybody, which we had standardized the quality of education in Ogun State. And we are getting good results for it, really. There's no year now, consistently, when they go for WAEC and all of those, that we will not see Ogun State at least taking their pride of a place there. Yes, look at this year, it's a mass failure. But even at that, if you look at the mathematics, second, third was from this Ogun State. In mathematics, even in the subject, everybody believed that they failed woefully. So we're not there yet, but we are getting there. Then something that is very unique to us in Ogun State. At that time, yes, we were at an advantageous position, because when the colonial masters came there, Ogun State was their first port of call. Yes, they were in Badagry and they realized that, they needed a place where there's land, where they can do this and that. They moved to Ogun State. And that's where today, unlike so many other states in Nigeria, this is where you have all of those premier schools. They were owned by the missionaries. Almost 90-something% of good school in Ogun State were owned by the missionaries. African Church Grammar School, Baptist Boys, St. Peter's, you can go on and on. St. Anthony's, Our Ladies of Apostle, Adiola Odutola College, Nazareth, Taishulani, all of those schools. Anzaruddin, Nawaruddin, all of those good schools. They were owned by the missionaries. And when we came in, we met this challenge on ground. I'm a product of the missionaries. I went to African Church Primary School, African Church Grammar School. So for me, how will I now want to say I will want to collaborate with the missionaries? Indeed, they've been complementing the efforts of governments, several governments. So I realized that before we came in, they realized that they were challenged, they were put on inquiry, particularly on the rot in the education system. So much so that I understand they complained that my predecessor said that he doesn't have the money to correct those things that they were talking about, and that if they want to take their school back, they can, just like that. Of course, gladly they said they will take their school back. Indeed, in the face of the law, because as we speak, the law still vests those schools in the hands of the government. But just like that, you say, okay, no problem, not just will take your school. You know the implication of that decision. In the first year, 19,000 of our students were out of school. The following year, 21,000. It was about 2,000 every year. The next year when we came, it was about 23,000. So when you add all of those, we are looking at an average of about 21,000 on a yearly basis. Do that in 3 years. That's about 60. When we did it, it was about 65,000, really. So if 65,000 of our young ones are not in school, then we are in problem. 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, we are in problem. All of those, our own sons and daughters that we send to all these premier school, good school that all that money can buy, they will not enjoy anything, because are they not coming back here? It is those ones that we did not take care of that will come to haunt us. So for me, I asked them that, missionaries, yes, we know you're helping us. Please don't be tired of helping us. Give us some time. If you want your school back, we cannot return your school immediately. First, to return your school to you, we mean on a yearly basis 20 whatever thousand of our students, young ones, will be out of school. That would be unacceptable to me. Indeed, that would be counterproductive to all that we stood for in the state. Indeed, I've argued with them that will even be against the good intention of the founding fathers, or even all of those missionary schools. So, yes, in the beginning they didn't like it. They said, no, we want our school back, give us our school. And I said, no problems. I will return all your schools, but we must have our own. Those schools are the premier schools there. So for us to return it, we will not just return the school and all we have now is something community school. I don't want to mention names. School that no even field of play, nothing. In those days, we were taught apply electricity, auto mechanics, woodwork, metal work, and all of those. It's gone to the woods and nobody does that anymore. So much so that these days, in this age and time, for us to even get mason, carpenter, and all of these bricklayers, we run to Republic of Benin. What a big shame, because nobody's teaching all of those anymore. So what did we do? I asked people that, okay, people that I know, they know what to do. These are educationists. And we were advised that, okay, yes, you can return their school, but we must have our own school. And that's how the idea of this model school came into being. So as we speak today, I have good news for our people. I think about 12 of those model schools, we will be opening them for our students. I think in October or so, end of October, thereabout. So I will invite everybody to come and see the kind of school, the quality of school that we have now is as good as it gets anywhere in the world. So those are the kind of things that we are doing. We give them, those textbooks will be every 4 years. That's what is done anywhere in the world. You don't give yearly. If you are leaving one class, you leave those textbooks. The one that is coming will use it. You move to the other classes there. So it's just about 3 years now that we distribute those textbooks. So we will now next year again, because we'll do another round. We'll give, curriculum will change. We'll look at them. So what is it? Of course, we give exercise books, we give writing material, All of those things we do. So those are the kind of things that we do to make sure that we revive the education sector. And let me say one or two words on this, the tertiary institution. Again, when we came, we realized that we have about 10 of these government-owned tertiary institutions. For me, no problems. We are Ogun State. We are number one in education. So if we can afford 50, why not? But in a scenario where we cannot afford more than maybe 3 or 4, and we have 10, then so what's the point? What's the point in having those schools? So when we came in, we met several months of unpaid salaries, of unpaid subvention. 19 months, whatever month, people were abandoned different months that they are being owed. Even our teachers, that even in all those schools, for them to be comfortable, for them to teach our students well, you have to pay their salaries and when due. Various different allowances that they ask for, we must pay it. We must make them happy. Their promotion exercise must be up and running, their leave allowance must be paid. So we met those challenges. Again, I got those that I think, these are the experts in this industry, these are the educationists. We call all of them together, they came up. And they told me that the way they say this, that gradually OU is dying. And that the TASWED, the new school that they've just established, yes, good intention, but badly executed. I think I have to say that here. Because I asked myself, how do you defend establishing a school just 1-2 months after you cannot even give them the necessary subvention? So which is